Welcome back to another reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am T the Oracle. And before we get started, if you would like your own personal intuitive reading, go ahead and click the link in my bio. It's also listed in the description box, and I'd be more than happy to assist you in providing clarity, insight, and confirmation via telephone or email readings. A lot of my clients, they definitely prefer email readings. It's more anonymous. And you have something to refer back to, but also some clients prefer telephone because they like that live action. So whatever you prefer, I am here for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So by the title, you can see this is in regard to Justin Bieber. I know a lot of people are concerned about him at this point right now, and just kind of want to see what's going on with him. He's connected to the Diddy situation. Of course, he went to Diddy Flavor Camp, and he's been around this industry as a young child. And so of course, via information that we've learned over the years and just from actually just witnessing certain things, we see that he's been around Diddy and the industry, and a lot of it has taken a toll on him. Now recently there have been pictures of him. He doesn't look too well. Looks like he may be experiencing a bit of turmoil, maybe internally, and that's understandable. But let's go ahead and dive in and see what's going on. So I did write down a few questions. So the first question I want to go ahead and focus on, what's going on with his relationship with Haley. So we do know that he's been married to Haley Bieber for, I'm not sure how long, but I know they're married. They recently had a child, so I know he was excited about that, but then also definitely concerned about the safety and security of his child, because of course, if you've been through certain things growing up, you want to shield your child from going through such things, and make sure it's a better environment and a better world for your child to grow up in. So what's the state of his and Haley's relationship? All right, see what we have here. First card, retreating. All right, this says your fear of being hurt has made you retreat. It's time to get out and try again. All right, this is very interesting. Let's pull another card. Too much. You tell others too much about yourself all at once. Sit back and listen more. Let's pull one more card here. Sex only. Either you or your partners only want sex, except that it's okay to reach for more. This is very interesting. With this card pull, the first thing that I'm pulling from this is the fact that I feel as if their relationship is a bit unstable at this point right now. I would say definitely because of what Justin is going through. But even before that, I feel as if the relationship was up and down. It has been rocky. I feel like, for one, Justin really wants true companionship. And I think he was willing to give it a try, or willing to somewhat make it work. He feels alone. He's felt alone for a very long time. Even as a young child, he's felt alone, like no one really in his corner, and that's something that he's searching for. I'm not quite sure how he met Haley and how they came together. I know there's a backstory where he used to date Selena Gomez, and that was a breakup, and something going on between Haley and Selena and all that kind of thing, and then he just ends up marrying Haley. But I feel as if he really wanted a companionship or someone to share in something with, for the most part. Was it completely love? How people say, we fell in love, we can't live without each other, we really love each other. I don't necessarily think so. Now, the relationship currently at this point, it's been there, but over the years it's gotten even more apparent. So this first card here, this retreating card, I feel like this has been Justin in and out, period. But this also has been Haley. Now, I don't know what her motive was in getting with Justin Bieber, if she really loved him or if she just wanted to get with him in spite of, you know, so she had him and was able to get him after, you know, Selena had him. I don't know what her motive is. I have not looked into her as of yet. But this definitely is Justin. It feels like he's in and out, like mentally. You know how they say some people tap out, or they kind of like what's the word, space out, or they kind of like retreat. Not all there. You know how in a relationship, you know, another person might say, you know, you're here but you're not here. You know what I mean? Like, you're here, but it's not all of you. It feels like something is missing, or you're not giving your all, or I ask you to spend time and you sit here on the couch and watch TV with me or a movie, but it's just like, it feels like you're not here. There's a lot that he holds back. There's a lot that he keeps to himself. He has not shared everything with her about what he's been through and how he feels. He's not quite sure who he could share that with. And then it's a bit of knowing who to trust, and also a bit of embarrassment. But at this point right now, he's pretty much pulling back from everyone because he doesn't necessarily feel like he has someone that he can kind of, you know, release how he feels to, or really trust, if that makes sense. Now for her, it's like it's a thing where she's like, I'm here for you and I want to be here for you, and she's like all in, but then she gets frustrated because he retreats and she knows that he's not sharing everything. Like, she's one of the persons where she wants her mate, she wants them to be able to share in everything together. You know, tell each other secrets, almost like a best friend, or like a girlfriend, like a best friend, you know. But their relationship has never been like that, so I don't even understand why she would feel like it would be like that anyway. He's never been all in, you know what I mean? It's a relationship of just like companionship and convenience. That's what it feels like. And since Justin has been through a lot, from his childhood onward, like I said, he has difficulty trusting people. And he finds himself, you know, trying to open up, and then he pulls back because it says that fear of being hurt, or even manipulated, or being used, or, you know, taken advantage of, or different things like that. Like, he's not a real good judge of character for people. Like, he might feel something, but he doesn't really trust himself because of what he's been through as a child and growing up as a young adult. And so it causes him to question himself about being able to detect if someone is being truthful or real, or if this person is a person of good character, or someone that he can trust. Okay. This right here says too much. You tell others too much about yourself all at once. Sit back and listen more. He feels this way about Haley. He thinks that she talks too much sometimes. She tells too much of her business, their business. I don't know if she's talking to a friend or a family member, but he's like, some stuff should be just between us. Stop going back telling everything that happens or everything that we do. Some stuff should be between husband and wife, just us. You know what I mean? Definitely he feels this way. So on one hand, she feels like he's retreating, and sometimes she does because she gets frustrated, but definitely he feels like she tells too much, but he also feels as if she's too much at some point in time. You know how like you be around somebody, you be like, he too much, or she too much. Like, he feels like that. You know, he gets very drained easily. You know how empaths, you know, they soak up other people's energy, and sometimes a lot of empaths may suffer from anxiety or social anxiety is because they pick up on their environment and what's going on with the people around them, and it's like very tiring. He picks up on that, and he's just like, it's just too much. It's too much for me to take in. It's too much for me to soak in. I'd rather just deal with my own internal issues rather than dealing with what's going on with you. And that's another reason why he retreats, because it's like, it's just too much for me to deal with. I already have a lot on my plate. So to try and deal with you and deal with this relationship, to me, it feels like sometimes they'll go a period of time without talking to each other. Like, he completely shuts off. She shuts off because she's irritated about it. They'll go a period of time without talking to each other. Whether they're separated in a different, she may leave or he may leave and spend the night somewhere else or get a hotel or whatever. Or even if they're in the same house, it feels like they go through periods where they kind of like are giving each other the silent treatment and not really talking. Or they might wake up in the morning and, someone is at the fridge getting orange juice or something and the other one comes down, hey, good morning. Want some orange juice? Yeah. It's like very basic, if they do talk when they go through that period. Sex only. Either you or your partner only want sex, accept that it's okay, or reach for more. At this point with Justin, he's really a recluse. And I don't even know if, I guess the word would be pretty much like, you know how some people are asexual, where they just like, I don't know, like they could do without it. Like other things take up that energy space, that yearning, that type of energy. You know what I mean? If they do, or if he does, it's really to just kind of like release some type of pent up energy or frustration or different things like that, because he does have a lot of pent up, emotional energy. Like I said, because he does not share with other people. He doesn't know who to trust or to confide in. And for her, like I said, she'll try and get close to him, but then get frustrated because he retreats, pushes away, and it's been up and down for them for many years. And so with her, it's just like, okay, I'll try to make the best of it. We'll connect on this basic level if need be, and she's hoping that connection will bring them closer together. But for him, it's just like, okay, either he's doing his duties, or like I said, he might need to get off some like pent up emotional energy or frustration or whatever. And she feels like it'll be a time where it can draw them closer. Like it says, it's okay to reach for more, but for him, it's just like, no. Okay. So that's pretty much what's going on with their relationship right now. It's not too much in a good state, but yeah. Now let's go to our second question here. How is the Diddy trial affecting Justin Bieber? How is the Diddy trial affecting Justin Bieber? Let's go ahead and get a shuffle in here. How is the Diddy trial affecting Justin? I know this definitely could be a trying time for him, very stressful, emotional time, because like I said, it's a lot that he's been through for many years, and a lot of skeletons can fall out of the closet. And it's not that anyone would blame him, but that shit is embarrassing. It can be. Just think about that. You know what I mean? Women supporting women in the reverse. So the question is, how is the Diddy trial affecting him? Radical self-love in the reverse. He blames himself a lot. Even though a lot of things may not have been his fault, like I said, from childhood, a lot of things you don't have control of. And if your parents pretty much handed you over to these people in the industry, there's not much control that you can have as a child, let alone a young adult, especially if papers have been signed and, like I stated, they've pretty much given you over. Repair in the reverse. So how is this Diddy trial affecting him? Number one, he feels like there are certain things that may be released that, first of all, he feels like the damage that has been done to him is beyond repair. Like sometimes he has moments and nights where he feels hopeless. And sometimes he wishes that it was all over because he feels like he's been severely damaged. He feels as if he questions, why has this happened to me? Why was this allowed to happen to me? Why did I even go through this? Sometimes he wishes that if he could trade it all, the fame, the fortune, or whatever it is, he would trade that to have a normal childhood and not to have gone through this, because he feels like he's severely damaged and went through a lot of emotional, mental anguish and abuse. Okay. And he feels like I said, it's beyond repair. Um, it doesn't seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And even if he's been to therapy or is going to therapy or seeking help or trying to, search a method of healing, he feels like he will never truly get over fully what has happened to him in his life. Part of him, for some reason, he's like, well, maybe I deserve, but then he's like, no. I don't understand why he would feel like he deserves something. I'm not saying he feels as if he deserved everything that's happened to him, but he's like, sometimes victims have a distorted view of what has happened to them and they blame themselves a lot, and that could be part of manipulation from the abuser, and what they tell them or what they fill their head with and different things like that, right? But he's a really broken soul, a really broken person. Even with this radical self-love, he just feels like sometimes he feels like he's just too far gone. And then you have women supporting women. He at least felt as if, especially as a child, he could have and should have had at least that mother bear or protective energy, or the nurturing protective energy that women have of wanting to care and protect children. He feels like none of that was ever around him. He really didn't get a chance to experience that, and he feels as if no one really cared for him the way that most children would receive that from a mother or a mother figure or aunt or a grandmother or a guardian, a female guardian or anything like that. It's like he had no support. You know how like a lot of people say, the only way that I got through certain times in my life is because I had a praying mother or a praying grandmother or a praying aunt or someone in my life that was always in my corner praying for me and protecting me and making sure I had what I need. He feels like he did not have that support. Okay. And so he's in a very fragile state, and he doesn't even know if he wants to release certain things that happened to him. He does not know if he wants it to be public. Like 1 minute he may get a burst of energy where he's like, just F it all, like let it all out on the table briefly for a millisecond. Then he's like, I just can't. It's just too much to relive this, for the public to know this, for this to be in the public eye, and for it to be broadcast over and over again on media outlets, and, having journalists and photographers reach out to me, and I can't go outside because there's even more information now that's come out about my deep, dark past and what I've experienced and what I've been through. It's just too much, and he feels like he doesn't know if he could survive that. And he knows that he has to be here for his child, but at the same time, it's like, he feels like he's just severely damaged. He really does. And he's very torn about this Diddy trial. And on one hand, he feels as if he does deserve justice and Diddy deserves what he gets. But at the same time, remember I said he still feels an ounce of like sadness or like sorry for him a little bit. And it's weird. It's almost as if, like I said, how someone who has been abused for many years feels sorry for the abuser. You know what I mean? So if there are certain things that were to get out in regards to this trial, he would definitely not be in a good state. Definitely. Yeah. This last card I just pulled here, it says key to intimacy. It's in the reverse. Certain things he doesn't even want to relive himself in memories or kind of like going back in his mind. It's like nightmares. Like he doesn't even want to think about it. He blocks them out. And for some reason, it feels like sometimes he blanks out. Like you know how some people go into like a blank stare, or they go into a state where it's like their mind is gone? It seems like he goes into that. And I feel like that's his only escapism. Now, I don't know if he has any vices that he might go into, whether it's drinking or other things like that. But he does have moments where he completely like blacks out, or he goes into this state where he just kind of like, it's a middle state where it's just like he tries to block out everything. And he's scared to go deep because he's scared to let the monster out. Okay. Let's go into our next question here, because this is deep. We can go on and on and on, but I'm not trying to make this long. Where is his mind at, his mental state, his emotional state? So let's shuffle the cards for a little bit. Where is his mental state, his emotional state? Where is he at right now? How is he? Well, we've already revealed a lot already, but what is his emotional and mental state like? A few more shuffles here. All right, let's see what we have. Trapped in fear. This pretty much confirms what I said. Wisdom. Love begins in the reverse. That goes back to what I said about not really having anyone in his... He really truly feels as if there's no one in his corner. Not a mother, not a father, a relative like you would normally have. He feels as if he's alone. That's trapped in fear. Remember I said he doesn't want to release that monster. Like, you know how sometimes, you know, you may go into therapy or tap into different modalities for healing, and you have to face that darkness, that monster deep within. You have to uncover it and unleash it to be able to start the process of healing, acknowledging it, understanding what happened, how'd you get there, why are you feeling this way, like to uncover that fully. He feels as if he won't be able to survive that, or it will really completely wipe him out or almost damage him. He does not want to go that deep. And for the media or for him to have to testify and uncover a lot of things, this is going to put him in a very bad position. His emotional and mental state is very fragile at this point right now. Sometimes he feels like he's on the verge of like a mental breakdown. He feels like he's in a cage. He feels like he's trapped between a rock and a hard place. Like I said before, if I testify or if I speak up or confirm certain things that happen to me, this is going to be all out in the public. You know what I mean? And he has to relive it every time they run a news article or run a story. It's just like he has to relive his trauma. He doesn't want that. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's like he's stuck in between, but I feel as if, you know, I should speak on it, but he just doesn't feel like he'll be able to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I know what I should do, but I don't know if I can deal with it. And I want to still be in somewhat of a good state for my child. I'm already in a fragile state, so I need to be coherent. I need to be here. I don't need to be out of my mind. That's why I keep saying out of my mind. It feels like sometimes he blanks out. Remember I said he blacks out or goes into a place where it just kind of helps him disassociate. He disassociates a lot. And then you have this love begins card in the reverse. No one in his corner. And he doesn't feel too good about himself either. So this definitely wreaked havoc on his self-esteem, his confidence, and what he feels as if he can handle. That all goes hand in hand. He does not feel strong, emotionally or mentally. Okay? All right. Let's go to the next question. So we're dealing with his money trouble. So I know previously I've read that they said that I think management mismanaged his money and took from him. He didn't receive all that he was supposed to have. I believe he sold his catalog, but you know, that can only go so far. I don't know how much he sold it for, but you're a celebrity, especially in the upper echelon, and you're used to a certain lifestyle, and you're married to someone who's used to a certain lifestyle, and word on the curb is she be spending money like it's water. It's like, that's another monster to have to tackle and be stressed about is money. And then you have a child. So what is his money? What is the state of his finances and what's really going on. What's going on money-wise, monetary-wise. A few more questions here. What's going on with him monetary-wise? All right. So, first card here says take action. Whatever you question, this is telling you to go for it. Do not procrastinate or wait to take that next step to get ahead. Just do it. Nothing will change if you don't take action. Don't let opportunity pass you by. All right. So looks like this is, he's kind of like going back and forth in regards to his money, his finances. I'm not sure if he's put in a lawsuit or has done anything in regards to, you know, I remember they released a statement saying that he feels as if, you know, his money was mismanaged, but I don't know if he's gone after them or try to recover it or whatever it is. But this is saying he does go back and forth in regards to, you know, trying to go after his money, thinking about should he go after or, you know, figure something out. But let's go to the next card. Slow. Making slow progress, but you're getting there. Remember, slow and steady work leads to success. This is sustainable. Time to stop putting things off for later when you need to do it now. This right here, I don't know if he has any projects or whatever it is. Remember I said I know he sold his catalog, but does he have money coming in? You sold it, you got this lump sum, but you still need money coming in. Because if you're paying monthly expenses, you're married, you have a child, you got bills, money is always going out, but you need to make sure it's coming back in, okay? So if projects are slow, you're not working, you're not doing anything, he has to be doing something behind the scenes, whether he's talking to someone, he needs to be able to make investments or whatever it is to be able to make sure his money grows so he can continue to have money. But his mental state is not in a good place. I don't even know if his mind is clear enough to be able to focus on business and finances, but he needs to make that a top priority, and he don't want to be in a poorhouse. Unlocking. What was locked can now be opened. So this is saying that there is an opportunity for him. So he definitely needs to take heed, take action, and possibly, like I said, look for other avenues of income to come in, and or also go after the persons or person who may have wronged him monetary wise and dealing with his finances. Not sure how far that'll go, but he definitely needs to make sure that money is coming in. It can't continue to go out with anything without anything coming in. Okay. Let's see what else this says. Angelic help. This is a time to trust in the universe and know you will be provided for. Okay, this is a career, a blessing lining up for you. So stay positive and believe. Pay attention to the signs your angels send you during this time. All right, so like I said, it may be difficult for him to focus because of his state of mind and his emotional state at this point right now. But I think that if he focuses on his finances and lining things up, it could be beneficial for him. But, you know, at the moment, things are kind of slow and at a standstill. And he really needs to take heed and put some thought and action in behind making some money. And making sure that the money makes money. Okay? Now, last question we have here. What should we expect in the future? What should we expect from him in the future? Anything. What should we expect from him in the future? Get a few shuffles in here. More shuffles. What should we expect from Justin Bieber in the future? One more shuffle. This is in a reverse, 8 of water. It says a desire to move on, to search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. Unfortunately, he's still stuck, and he probably gonna be stuck for a while. Emotionally, mentally, remember I said he doesn't feel like he's strong enough to be able to recover or move from this point. He's having difficulty. A part of him feels like it's on the inside, if y'all know what I mean. He feels like part of him has already died, right? It's hard for him to move past this. This is life-changing for him. He doesn't feel like he would ever fully get past it. You have the 5 of Fire in reverse. It says competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This confirms about the retreat. He does not want to build relationships, and this can affect his finances as well, because you need networking, you need some type of relationships with people to be able to build, even in the work world, the financial world. He does not know who he can trust. This is very difficult for him. He feels like he's between a rock and a hard place. Like I said, he's stuck. This is sad. 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. Remember I said that with the other spread, I said he doesn't really have a lot of confidence. His self-esteem is pretty much shot. It's not there. If you don't have confidence in your abilities, who you are, your self-esteem or anything like that, you won't have confidence in making any type of moves, whether it be financial, business moves, or anything like that. So this is really affecting him all the way around in his life, emotionally, mentally, physically, because if you're emotionally, mentally unstable, it will eventually manifest in your body. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's experiencing some type of physical ailments and different things like that. I know a couple years ago, well, didn't something happen to him? I think his face froze. It was some type of like medical condition. That's stress, emotional, and mental related. Let's pull one last card. Renewal. Review and evaluate. Favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Baby, he need to clean house. Will he do it? He may. But this is a very difficult hump that he's gonna have to get over. He needs to gather the strength. When he feels as if he can't trust anyone, he can't lean on anyone, he has to dig deep inside, whether he speaks to his angels, his spirit guides, God, whoever it is, ancestors. He really needs to reach deep down inside to pull that supernatural strength and courage and energy for him to move past this. It is possible. He may not think it's possible, but it is possible. And he can move forward and be victorious. There would be a lot of people, even though in the industry certain people may not want him to speak up, there are a lot of people that would be behind him. You know how sometimes they say strangers and people out there would support you more than family or close friends? He would have the support of a lot of strangers and people that he don't even know, fans and people that would support him, rather than the people closest to him that he feels like should have supported him during this whole entire time. So, you know, it's kind of iffy. You know, it's a long road. It's going to be very difficult for him to get through. To be honest, it's not something that he could fully recover from. It'll be extremely difficult. He's going to have like lifelong therapy and, you know, just continuous reassurance within himself and confidence within himself. But this is a very difficult situation. He's under a lot of stress, emotionally, mentally, physically. This is really getting to him.